Max 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition, engines full power, and liftoff of Starlink. Go Falcon, go Starlink.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
At T plus 30 seconds, F9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40 from the Cape at 11:43 a.m. Eastern Time.
MOD tier pressures are nominal.
Nominal power and telemetry.
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
You just heard the call out that Falcon 9 is supersonic, which means the vehicle is traveling faster than the speed of sound.
Max Q.
And there you just heard that call out for max Q, which is the point at which the vehicle experiences the greatest amount of external stress as it ascends through the Earth's atmosphere. We're now about 1 minute away from a series of events: MECO, stage sep, SES-1, and fairing separation. MECO, or main engine cutoff, is when all 9 of the Merlin engines on the first stage shut down. Stage separation is when the first and second stages separate from one another. SES-1, or second engine start 1, is where we light the Merlin vacuum engine on the second stage. And fairing separation is when the 2 fairing halves separate and fall away from the second stage. Keep an eye out for these events happening in quick succession.
MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
MVAC ignition.
And you just saw that we confirmed MECO, stage separation, and SES-1 will be coming up shortly on fairing separation.
Fairing separation confirmed.
And there we just heard and saw those 2 fairing halves separating and falling away from the second stage. Both of the fairing halves that flew on today's mission are flight proven, with one half flying for the 6th time and the other its 7th. We'll be attempting to recover both fairing halves using our recovery vessel, Doug. Just as a reminder, on the left-hand side of your screen is the Falcon 9 first stage.
On a nominal trajectory.
And on the right is the MVAC ignition that you can see glowing bright orange as it's carrying our Starlink satellites to their desired orbit. We also just heard a call out that stage 1 and stage 2 are both following nominal trajectories. Currently, the first stage is on its way back to Earth towards our drone ship, A Shortfall of Gravitas. The MVAC engine attached to the second stage is continuing its burn, which will last for another 5 minutes or so.
Acquisition of signal Bermuda.
For those of you who are just joining us, we had an on-time liftoff at 11:43 a.m. Eastern Time from Slick 40. Today's Starlink mission marks SpaceX's 219th mission overall and 20th mission just this year. A beautiful view of planet Earth on the left-hand side of your screen and on the right-hand side behind stage 2. If you look on the bottom corners of your screen, you can see the speed and altitude of both the first and second stages. As a reminder, Starlink is a satellite internet constellation designed and manufactured by SpaceX to provide high-speed, low-latency internet to people living in remote and rural locations around the globe. Today, we're sending another 56 satellites to space on today's mission.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
There's a call out for Stage 1 entry burn. Stage 1, which we also call the booster, has relit 3 of its engines.
Stage 1 FTS is saved.
Engines 1, 5, and 9 to slow it down for atmospheric re-entry.
Stage 1 entry burn shut down.
You just heard the call out.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
That the entry burn on the first stage has completed. The first stage used to launch our 56 Starlink satellites into space today is flying for its 10th time, having supported 2 CRS missions, 2 crew missions, Turksat 5B,
Both vehicles on a nominal trajectory.
Eutelsat HOTBIRD 13G, mPOWER-a, and 2 Starlink missions. We have one more burn coming up on the first stage, which is the landing burn, and should be coming up in about 1 minute. The center engine, E9 specifically, is the engine that relights for landing burn to slow it down before it touches on the drone ship.
Stage 1 transonic.
There's that call out that the first stage is transonic, which means it's traveling near the speed of sound. Coming up next, we have landing burn, which should start in about 15 seconds from now.
Stage 1 landing burn.
And there's confirmation that the Stage 1 landing burn has started in preparation for touchdown on our drone ship, a shortfall of gravitas.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
Expected loss of signal, Cape.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
Falcon 9 has successfully landed, marking the 10th successful landing for this booster. And we're now awaiting second engine cutoff coming up in a few seconds.
Expected loss of signal, Bermuda.